Hey, how's it going, everyone? Bass here. So back on October 6th, after the injury to Jair Alexander, that shoulder injury, which knocked him out for this foreseeable future, and he's still out to this day, the Packers had to go out and sign a free agent. The cornerback room was losing depth. The week after that, Kevin King got hurt, and it was very clear that they needed to bring in a veteran to help out that cornerback room, and that veteran they brought in has been helping out this defense since then a ton. And that cornerback is indeed Rasul Douglas. So as I said, with that Green Bay Packers cornerback room being so thin, really just down to rookie cornerback Eric Stokes, a player they traded for in the preseason, Isaac Yiadom they traded Josh Jackson for, another rookie, Shamar Jean-Charles. They definitely needed to add someone to that room. They lost, their two starting cornerbacks from last year, Jair Alexander and Kevin King. So just a very thin room. Gutekunst then went out on October 6th and made a much-needed signing in Rasul Douglas. Mainly was on the Philadelphia Eagles in his career. Signed him off the Arizona Cardinals practice squad, and last year played with the Carolina Panthers and actually started 11 games. And I feel like everyone knew that a cornerback of some type was going to be signed because Isaac Yiadom at that point was cornerback 2, and he is by no means a cornerback 2. And Rasul Douglas clearly had the experience that the Packers were looking for. Not to mention Gutekunst was able to get him for pretty much the vet minimum at $661K. They're paying him this year. And at that point, I simply thought it was going to be depth. When they signed him, Kevin King wasn't hurt. So I thought, okay, just a depth guy. We definitely need that. Don't want to have Isaac Yiadom out in the field, but then obviously when Kevin King goes down and Isaac Yiadom does indeed go out on the field, I was like, okay, let's see what Rasul Douglas has, because currently Isaac Yiadom is the 180th ranked cornerback out of 193 total cornerbacks, just an abysmal 41.9 grade. We saw him get his lone starting drive against the Bears a couple weeks ago, where that first drive, all Justin Fields and the Bears offense did was pick on Isaac Yiadom, and they should have. They had a good game plan for that. They did exactly what they should have done, and it worked out well. Gave up a couple catches, gave up that PI in the end zone on Mooney, and then the Packers the next drive benched him, which they should have. Awesome. Douglas went on to jump right into that game, played 52 snaps at cornerback 2, only allowed 3 receptions for 6 targets for only 32 yards, a quarterback rating of 66.0, and also had 5 tackles. He is the true definition of next man up mentality. So at that point, I was already really liking the signing. Dude came in, got thrown right into cornerback 2 after pretty much being on the practice squad of an Arizona Cardinals team, and played really well against the Chicago Bears. And we haven't even talked about the week after that, or last week against the Washington football team, where he had an even better game. So last week, unlike the Bears game, he actually did get the start and had, like I said, an outstanding game, the highest graded game of his career. Douglas played 58 snaps at that cornerback 2 position. He allowed only 1 reception on 2 targets for 4 yards, a quarterback rating of 56.3, also had 1 pass breakup and 4 tackles. Douglas was indeed the highest graded Packers defender last week, an 88.3 overall grade, an 88.2 run defense grade, and an 84.9 coverage grade. So obviously a very good game. And although it's just been 2 games, Rasul Douglas has still provided a ton to this defense. I love how physical he's been. He's brought a next level of physicality to this Packers defense at that cornerback position. He uses his 6'2 frame perfectly, and I think he complements Eric Stokes really well in Jair's absence. Douglas is actually the second highest graded cornerback on this Green Bay team under Jair Alexander. Now, yeah, that is only 2 games, but it still counts for something. And Kevin King may return Thursday against the Arizona Cardinals, but I think at this point, I say Rasul Douglas should remain at cornerback 2 over Kevin King. Kevin King clearly has a shoulder issue. He has pretty much his entire career. He'll probably walk back out there with his shoulder brace on. I say you stick with the hot hand, stick with the guy who's been playing well, been playing physical, and that is Rasul Douglas. As I said, he just brings another level of physicality to this defense that simply Kevin King just doesn't do. And this signing really just encapsulates what a great job Brian Gutekunst has been doing this season, filling holes through the free agency. In the offseason, signing Devondre Campbell. A lot of people thought, okay, another, depth linebacker. He didn't really have a great career up to this point, kind of always the backup linebacker on, even the Falcons, the Cardinals, and whatnot. But as of right now, Devondre Campbell, the number 1 PFF linebacker, and a really just pretty much a star on this defense at this point. And I really don't think it's the wrong thing to say that he's probably the best offseason signing this year in the entire NFL. And then Gutekunst goes on to sign Rasul Douglas in the wake of cornerback injuries, and obviously that's what this video is about. And then last week, he also went on to sign veteran pass rusher Whitney Mercilus in the wake of edge rusher injuries. It's a constant theme. Packers have a bad injury bug this year where it seems everyone is getting hurt, but Brian Gutekunst is going out, finding veteran talent, which the Packers never really do. They usually just throw their young players, their undrafted free agents in there, and it ends up biting them in the ankles. But not this year. They have that win now mentality because you don't know what's going to happen with Aaron Rodgers. You don't know if he's going to be here next year. And honestly, I think Aaron Rodgers has had a little say in this, and I love it. But that's about going to do it for today's video. I want to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. When the Packers signed Rasul Douglas, did you expect him, after just 1 week to come in, start at cornerback 2 and play this well? I personally, I'll eat crow and say I didn't. I didn't expect him to play this well, but he is, and I am more than happy about it. Also, if you aren't subscribed already, please consider going down and clicking that subscribe button. It definitely helps out my channel a lot, as well as leaving a like down below. But on that note, I'll catch you on the next one, and as always, go Pack Go.